India's World Cup dream, as we've been saying, is over. You can now call us. You can see the number that's flashing on your screen. Call us with your thoughts. Why do you think Team India lost? 0120-480-7130 is the number. Do call us and tell us your thoughts. Andrew and Nikhil will take all your calls. Sourav Ganguly will join us in a moment. But interesting, that press conference of Mahendra Singh Dhoni. You know, he seemed almost resigned to the fact that, you know, he lost to a better team. He didn't give me the look of someone who felt that he had a better team than Australia. I think he accepted the fact that the Australians were a better team.
Well, in the Australian innings, there was no key moment where you thought India had lost the game. You know, there wasn't a dropped catch or anything that went drastically wrong. The Australians played well. I was just talking to Nikhil. You take Aaron Finch's innings. Like he really did struggle today compared to how fluent he usually is. He found it difficult to find the boundary, but he hung in there. He didn't give his wicket away, and he just hung in there with Steve Smith, and they had large, considerable partnership, which was key into Australia setting up total. Even though we lost wickets in the middle period, and you restricted us, and you felt like India were working their way back into the game, Australia didn't panic, or Aaron Finch didn't panic at any point. He hung in there and built this big partnership.
So Dhoni has no reason to believe that, you know, the team sort of had their opportunities and missed them. It was just a case of Australia grabbing their opportunities and being much better on the day. Well, I mean, we fielded well. We could have batted a bit better, bowled a bit better, but on the whole, they are a better team at the moment.
Well, without a doubt, and they just ran away with the game. You know, when as soon as Warner got out, the pace, the momentum that was set by Smith as well as Finch, it just took a different leap altogether. And come 30th over, and it was like, if there's a wicket now, make no mistake, Maxwell would be ready. That first delivery, that first boundary of Maxwell just set the tone. He's been striking the ball brilliantly in this World Cup. It just got his blood flowing.
Could Dhoni have done anything differently? Could he have done? I mean, as we were hearing, I didn't sense any regret, deep regret.
Rajiv, as a captain, I don't think he could have gone and done something different. Yes, the bowlers could have probably supported him with the fields, because I just felt that there was that brief period, 5 to 8 overs, when the quicker bowlers just let the runs drift away. And that was probably one of those moments where they could have held that game back.
Umesh Yadav bowled a couple of short balls that Steve Smith put away, and later there was Munish Sharma had his first sort of really bad bad over or bad game in this World Cup.
Yeah, I think it was probably just an execution thing. As you heard Dhoni say, it was probably the length they bowled when they weren't bowling short ball, and we talked about that this morning. When they weren't bowling short, or if they were bowling short, they had to get it up. And you saw Steve Smith pull balls from chest height. You know, they had to be up another sort of 9 inches to get the ball high, so it's harder shot to control.
Okay, let's get in more voices. Our Bengali duo joins us. Boria Majumdar, consulting editor, sports, and Sourav Ganguly, former India captain. They're there in Sydney. I told you, Sourav, you know now why I didn't come to Sydney. I was always worried the Australians were a better team.
I believed in this. Yeah, I completely agree with you. The Australians were a better team, but I believed in this Indian team a bit more than you did. And anyway, you still should come for the finals and watch Australia play New Zealand, because it's going to be an amazing final. The atmosphere in Sydney was brilliant. Doesn't matter if India doesn't win. We should still have you here, Rajdeep.
Okay, let's come down to the business. We'll talk about my flying plans in a moment. But what do you think first, Sourav, and then Boria, went wrong for Team India today? Where did we lose the game, or did we simply lose to a better team? A much better team.
Absolutely, we've lost to a much better team, a much more balanced team, a team with powerful batting lineup, and a team with an exceptional bowling lineup as well. It was a good toss to win, no doubt about it. You know, India would have batted first, but irrespective of the toss, I thought Australia outplayed India. India did well to restrict Australia to 329, because at one stage we thought Australia might get past 350. And then a little bit of start for India at the beginning, but then the Australian pace attack took it over. Mitchell Starc has been outstanding in this World Cup. On this flat batting surface, he's given less than 30 in 10 overs. So he's been a revelation. Mitchell Johnson has been a revelation. Hazelwood has been a revelation. It's just been a terrific side, Australia, this semi-final.
So you think Rajdeep, you know what? I said it in our pre-show, I said it in our mid-show, that, yeah, I said it in our pre-show and said it in our mid-show, if Australia get 300, India will not be able to do it. I mean, this Australian side is not South Africa. They won't choke. They will not give you easy runs. They will not allow the match to drift. Michael Clarke, you know, if you saw that mid-period, the moment he got one wicket, he had a slip. He was going for the attack. At every time, India was under the cosh. 329 was never going to be gettable in a World Cup semi-final. Under lights, this is a very different Australian team. 329, I thought it was 90-10, and that's what happened. It turned out to be a one-sided semi-final. Australia getting 300 would have meant it to be a one-sided semi-final.
What was the turning point for you, Sourav? Was it the toss which we lost, which gave Australia the opportunity to pile on the runs, the partnership between Finch and Smith? Or was it simply that the Australians possessed this three-pronged left-arm fast bowling attack, and you know, three of their bowlers can bowl 145 plus?
I don't think there's one particular turning point in this game. I thought the partnership between Smith and Finch was outstanding. You know, Smith is batting like you know, it has never been tomorrow for him. He looked like batting on a different surface in Adelaide, and today also when Finch was struggling at the other end, he just kept hitting the ball at his will. That's the number one, the big partnership. Australia firepower is a major difference in these conditions. The likes of Watson, Maxwell, Clarke, although they did not fire, Faulkner, it's a different firepower in these pitches. And then the bowling. It's not just those three quicks in Stark, Hazelwood and Mitchell Johnson, but Shane Watson did a very good job. Faulkner was a little bit expensive because he got hit in the first 2 or 3 overs, did an outstanding job, and Glenn Maxwell. I think they played the right combination. They were playing Xavier Doherty, which I thought was a mistake, and playing Hazelwood has been a master stroke for them since the quarterfinals. And to be honest, they're a much better side in these conditions than India.
Let me though ask you the big question which is troubling a lot of people here. Virat Kohli had a great tour of Australia, got 100 against Pakistan, and then the form has slipped. Today got out for 1, struggled for about 12 balls, you know, seemed to be reaching outside the off stump. Andrew here believes that bowlers now know where to bowl to Virat Kohli. He then goes for a pull, comes too fast on him and gets out. Is Virat off form, or have bowlers found out how to bowl to Virat?
No, I don't think bowlers have found out how to bowl to Virat, Rajdeep, because they bowled in that line right throughout the Test series, and he got 4 back-to-back Test hundreds. It's just the amount of runs which kept piling on this Indian batting. If India would have got 329 batting first, Australia would have found it hard to get it. I'm not saying they wouldn't have, but they would have really found hard to get it. And in front of this Australian pace battery, the way they have bowled in these conditions, it's not easy. Whether it's Virat Kohli or whether it's Ajinkya Rahane. Ajinkya Rahane didn't get a boundary till his about first 46 or 50 deliveries, which just goes to show how much pressure the Australian bowling attack has put on this Indian batting, especially those top 3. So I don't think Virat Kohli was out of form. I think he just missed out on a big semi-final, the pressure of a big scoreboard, and also the pressure of some outstanding fast bowling by Australia.